So, make sure we're good, we're vibing. So this past weekend, Off the Grid came out. Off the Grid is a Web3 game, aka a crypto game that has kind of hit the mainstream. As somebody who's believed in crypto, and I have Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, some stuff that I'm not trying to get rich off meme coins, right? I'm investing in this long term because I do believe in the functionality of crypto. And if you've been following me on the live streams, you guys know that I think games like Off the Grid are going to, or not going to, but are the first step in answering what is digital ownership? What does that look like now and going forward? I think Web3 is the layer to that, and then Off the Grid is going to be the first step, the first visible answer to that question. And it is so cool to see true ownership in the games. And now I'm kind of spoiled to where when I extract something, I want to be able to put it on a marketplace and earn from it. I think it's fantastic. And Alex Becker and Ilio Trades are the two people who I follow in crypto. I think they're super solid, and just watching over the years, they've been right a hell of a lot more times than they've been wrong. And I have told my friends, hey, do your own research. I want you guys to do your own research as well. But we're going to sit back and listen to what Alex has to say about crypto gaming, all of this going forward, because I think this is fascinating.
Title of this video is not clickbait. This is probably your last chance to get into these coins in this niche at the type of prices that we're looking at right now, where they can make 10, 20, 30x gains. Those large gains you come to crypto for. Now, look, I'm going to lay it off.
And if you guys follow this guy, you already know. Him being serious like this, it's some shit. Normally has the glasses, the golden Glock that he's giving the licky lick, maybe a little tour on. Nah, this is just straight up serious business, Alex. He even has the notepad over here taking notes and shit.
All out in this video. This is your last call. When I made calls like this before last year, I said, hey, look at this thing. It's going to be big in a year. Everybody slept on it because they're interested in meme coins and whatever was pumping at the time. Super, for example, was at 7 cents. We're now sitting at a 15x on it, and it's going way higher. Beam was unheard of. And many of the AI coins that we've gotten in since then are up 10, 15x. And you guys always tell me, Alex, talk about coins, talk about things before they pump. I do. It's there. Time-stamped. And what is happening right now in gaming, crypto, and AI that is sending all the assets high and getting everybody all excited is what I told you would happen literally a year ago. And I'm making this last video to you to tell you what is going to happen yet again, because when this happens, which it's about to, we're on the cusp of it right now. We're seeing it literally start right now. You're not going to get these buy-in prices anymore. You're going to have to be chasing, and you're going to have to do what every single other dumb motherfucker in crypto does, which is wait for a bull to happen, get into what everybody else is hyping and pumping about, and then take these really high-risk trades while the market's way up. That's not how you do it.
That's how losers do it.
Everybody who does that loses money. I can't even do that. That is why I buy things years in advance, like we're doing right now. So what's the point of this video? If you look at search volumes for crypto right now, it is at all-time lows. Searches for Bitcoin, searches for everything, at all-time lows. And if you look at the niches, and
that means it's a perfect time to buy, because everything is going to be now underpriced, right? Everything is a little cheaper. Bitcoin right now, as we're recording this video, is hitting a surge, but it's the lowest is going to be in a long time. Oh, I shouldn't say that. Remove my comment on Bitcoin just because it is pumping at the moment. But on all of these other cryptos that are now starting to see the wave, it's a little too late. But if you look and ride the wave, it's going to go up, it's going to go down, it's going to have a little lull because there's going to be no Web3 games that come out for a little bit. Nothing big, major that comes out. But I bet you right after the election, right after the inauguration, sometime into January, we're going to see another little spike. That's just my assumption of me looking kind of at the landscape.
Industries I'm about to talk about right now, no one's paying attention to them because everybody's focused on meme coins. And I get why people are in meme coins. This isn't a video telling you not to invest in meme coins. I am telling you that while everybody is watching meme coins, retail investment is at all-time lows in crypto, resulting in a lot of these projects I'm about to talk about, and a lot of these opportunities I'm about to talk about, being at the last stupid prices they're going to be at. And they're not going to be there for long, especially in the next year when the adoption of these technologies starts to happen. Because what we're looking at in crypto right now is the moment that everybody's been talking about since the beginning of crypto, when mainstream adoption happens and normies actually start using it in their day-to-day transactions, when companies actually start using it in their day-to-day transactions. This is what we've been waiting for. This is the Super Bowl. And what is going on right now is like we've been waiting for the Super Bowl for 10 years. We've been waiting in line. And now people are missing the kickoff because they're in the parking lot banging 52-year-old hookers. No, this is my Get back in line. It's starting. Warning to you. Let me explain. And I'm not going to whip out the glasses. I'm not going to be funny today because this is just straight up serious. Like, this is it. I'm not going to throw any hype behind it. This is just what we're seeing. If you don't want to pay attention to this, that's fine. You'll be coming back to this video and kicking yourself in the nuts a year from now. So without further
paying
ado,
attention.
let me just get into it. I want to give you an example of what's happening right now, and I want to show you how this is going to work in these industries. I'm going to break it all down. I will mention some coins in this video. I might mention some of the higher risk ones that you guys are super interested in, but I'm not going to blatantly blare them out in the video. I'll just list them subtly as we go through. The point of this video is that you understand the wave that's about to happen. As long as you just get on the wave, the difference is between you picking a coin that's going to 10x and a coin that's going to 20x. Either way, you're going to win. Let's start.
Still, with that being said, there's a lot of dumb fucks on the internet. Please don't be a dumb fuck. Do your research, and if you're going to invest, and invest responsibly. And responsibly, in my opinion, is an investment that you could put in, and if it goes to the wind, you never see it again. It is no money lost. And if it continues to grow and do good, then obviously you know you're doing something right.
Start with what's happening right now. It's a perfect example. So over the last week, you might have seen Off the Grid. The game just launched, and it's been all over Twitch. You've seen all the top streamers in the world playing it, and of course, they are paid to promote it. Of course, let's point that out.
True.
But they're liking it, and we're seeing millions of people go and pick this up and start playing it as well. Now, what you need to look at right here is that if we look at the AVAX chain, we are seeing millions and millions and millions of transactions, millions of wallets created seamlessly from people who don't even know they're using blockchain. And for years, the argument has been
everybody who does play that game, it forces you to create a wallet, right? But it's not a very intrusive thing at all. It's just a part of the sign-up process. And bada bing, bada boom, you're adding transactions to the chain. You're adding on to the volume. It's a beautiful thing. Right now, it's just the test net. Once it goes live, we're going to go to the full net, and I'm going to be following this like a hawk.
People won't use blockchain because it's too complicated. When people use blockchain and crypto technology takes over, people won't even know they're using it. Because what crypto is particularly for video games and AI, is just more efficient code. And I'll get into that here in a second. But what we are seeing from a single game, just one game, to semi-good popularity, is record numbers of crypto transactions, record numbers of demand, and more use than we've ever seen in crypto before outside of trading, just from one game. And what you need to realize is over the last decade, the main use case we've seen for crypto is its number one use case, creating Ponzi schemes. That's really all it does. You create vaporware, some narrative, you launch a coin goes up, everybody invests in it, then everybody dumps and gets rich. And that's what we're seeing right now. That's what's
Space Clan knows all about that, right?
Most popular right now with meme coins. What you are seeing for the first time is people actually demanding to use the blockchain in their day-to-day life. And the demand volume absolutely blows away anything we've seen in crypto as far as the Ponzi schemes go. This is what it's supposed to look like, and this is what true demand is going to look like. And the demand and what it's going to drive up the prices to is going to be unheard of because we've never seen this before.
A good way to look at this is, especially in Off the Grid, when you have these attachments as guns, you can almost look at it like trading cards. And once you're done with the card that you have and somebody else wants it, you could say, hey, I'll take a certain amount of X, whether it be currency, dollar for it. You can give it to them, they give you the money, and boom, you can trade back and forth. Just trade cards in the exchange. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of different ways to do this, but that is just to give you an idea of how to really look at this NFT based around games. I think this is a beautiful thing. In MMOs, in a game like World of Warcraft, this would go nuclear.
For example, in the bull run prior to this one, Axie got to an $8 billion market cap. I think fully diluted, it was like 45 billion or something. I don't know. I'm not going to check numbers. It was ridiculously high. Yeah. This was from a game that didn't even hit barely any mainstream appeal. $8 billion market cap. What do you think is going to happen when we start seeing games, not just like Off the Grid, but other studios start to copy Off the Grid? When we start seeing game after game after game launching on blockchain, and I'll explain why that's going to happen here in a second. What do you think is going to happen?
I really do wonder with games like Marathon that have really had no a spotlight on it other than just bad news. I wonder if they're built around the blockchain or if they're just continue to be like a Web 2 based game. How many games have been in development recently that are going on Web 3 that are about to get announced? God, my little nerd boner is just going off. I want to know.
What do you think the valuations of those are going to be when Axie was at $8 billion? The people that got in Axie early scored 200 X's on the coin. If you want to see other coins and stuff I'm looking at, I'm not going to mention everything I'm looking in this video. I'm just going to give you a few examples. Follow me on Twitter at ZSS Becker. That's where I'm talking about stuff every single day. It takes me forever to make these videos. If you want rapid updates, what I'm looking at, what's happening in the market in these areas, this is where you're going to get it at. The prices are going to go astronomically through the roof. Because what we're seeing is not just millions or hundreds of thousands of people playing in the crypto space like we're seeing right now. We're going to see billions of people. And this is going to happen in so many places. The places I'm looking most, of course, are gaming and AI. And I'll explain why in both of them here in a second. But the reason you need to have your ears up is because retail is not here. Nobody cares. Views, comments, everything on YouTube when it comes to crypto are at all-time lows. Search volumes, non-existent. Everybody that's participating in crypto doesn't care about coins that have utility. They don't care about gaming. They don't care about AI. They just want to pick little crazy meme coins and ride them up and down. This is only thousands of people doing this meme coin thing, by the way. We're about to see waves of billions of people coming in and doing this. And yet people are still sleeping on this. Let me explain why. With gaming as an example. So what we're seeing in gaming right now is games starting to get introduced to blockchain. Everybody thought it was going to be some cumbersome thing where it was confusing and whatnot.
With
Now
Canva, it's
now even
so
Canva's
easy.
going to get AI in here.
It's not.
I'm sure it already
Off
does.
the Grid has put on millions of wallets, and nobody's had any trouble with it whatsoever. They don't even
None.
know they're using blockchain. It seems like another game. And that's because blockchain technology...
And the transaction and verification speed on Off the Grid has actually been super fast, way faster than I thought. I thought it might take like a full day or half a day to, get a full transaction, a full verification. Less than 5 minutes.
is simply better code. People think it's going to be some big, obtrusive, scary thing. No, it's literally just code that makes the game and experience better for the player. It also allows the businesses to make a lot more money through transaction fees, trading, and to fund their companies in different ways. And it opens up a whole other world of possibility when it comes to transferring code between games, allowing players to own their assets and move them between games. So what you have...
That sentence is a fascinating concept. If you imagine Ready Player One, and you had, like, let's say, a flame sword, you could theoretically take that flame sword into a completely different game. And now with AI being able to create more consistent code, better code, and the time frame to kick out new games is going to become exponentially faster. That concept is just fascinating. Let that just sit and brew in some tea, and then sip on it.
Have to understand is this isn't going to be some big obtrusive thing. For example, when online gaming came on the scene, nobody thought it was going to be a thing. They thought it'd be too slow to actually play anything through. And you just slowly started to see it become part of some games and in every game. This is what you're going to see in blockchain tech. And what is going to happen is the infrastructure coins in particular, like Super, IMX, Beam, XBorg, which is a really cool coin I just got into. That's another sneaky little infrastructure coin. It went out.
If I could say something, I looked into Xborg. It's so frustrating because I am not the biggest crypto bro that I have to, if like I go on Coinbase and I'm looking, it's like, okay, I can't get this on Coinbase. Okay, let me go check on my Coinbase wallet. Let me see if I can't do it via an exchange. And I go to try to find, it's kind of a pain in the butt. Wind up doing it, wind up investing. That is just my amount just to throw out and piss out to the wind. But damn, I want this to be much more seamless. Also, I want to get into Beam, but the same problem, I couldn't find it.
Under the radar. The demand for these is going to explode so that game companies can actually build their games on top of these blockchain layers and have ready-made technology that's going to allow them to use this. There's so many crazy, mind-blowing things you can do with it, and it doesn't just come down to NFT asset ownership. When AI starts building games, when we start seeing games being built rapidly all over the place because AI can just code them really quickly, people are going to want to be able to move their assets between games. They're going to be able to want to move things between games, kind of like when you saw or what you saw in Ready Player One, where you had the main hub, but then you had tons of different planets or games or universes people could go to play. That's what gaming is going to look like because AI is going to allow the creation of games and building on top of games so quickly. And you're going to have studios.
Did you see all of those games? All of those games are crypto-based games. Now, granted, Off the Grid is light years, in my opinion, graphically better, but the bunny game kind of looked interesting. The third person, the weird top view kind of Pokemon-esque fighting scene, like one-on-one, that looked interesting as well. This is where gaming is going, whether you like it or not. Technology is only going to improve, and that's the worst it's going to be. Wait to 6 to 8 to 9 months. Oh my gosh, it's going to get funky.
And the best way that they're able to move assets between games will be using blockchain technology, because how do you verify who owns what? How do you verify ownership of anything? Oh, just using blockchain tech. But there's so many other uses on top of that once AI starts making games, because you can actually store the code or the prompts or the thing that's going to allow people to verify that someone owns something into the NFTs themselves, throw it into another game. Another game can go and create an object in the game based around what's around the NFT. So you can transfer an NFT or own something across hundreds of different games. What you need to understand, though, is the opportunities this opens for game studios and players. And all you have to understand on top of that is that it's just better code. It's not some obtrusive thing. It's not getting people indoctrinated in some Ponzi schemes or some crazy thing where they have to be in crypto Twitter trading. It is going to be seamless, because it's better ways to store player information, transfer player information, and verify ownership. And then adds a whole range of other business opportunities for the player and the business, outside of microtransactions and all the BS we see right now.
Absolutely. Oh my God, there's so many different ways. And to be honest, I'm looking at this, and we have to find new ways of earning income, especially with AI and automation becoming better and better and better. We're gonna have to figure out different ways to create money. And already earning money is so weird, because you have people who work their ass off at a construction job who make a healthy living, especially foremen, right, and leads there make a healthy living. But then you compare it to like a CEO of a company whose work is arbitrarily, harder, but you have to put it in quotations because it's not really harder. And how do you justify the difference in value there in money? So I say that with saying, it's like, well, why can't making money be easy? I mean, I don't want to say look at Twitch streamers, but look at Twitch streamers like Lacey or Playboy Plaque or Ronaldo. I know I'm just listing all these FaZe guys. Kai. They're making bukus amount of money. Yes, they are entertaining. Yes, they're drawing eyes and doing advertisements X, Y, and Z. But what I'm trying to get at is when you're going into a game and completing a mission and turning in a mission, that may legitimately be able to justify you earning some level of money. Maybe it's 25 cents, maybe it's $25. I don't know yet. We're going to have to see what the marketplace is going to be, but I just find this fascinating.
So once this happens, you see all these millions and millions of transactions happening on AVAX for just one game. Imagine when you start seeing this stuff happening in Grand Theft Auto. Imagine when you start seeing it in the most mainstream of mainstream games using it. Because again, it's just better code. They're going to use it just in the same way games adopted online gaming.
I'm looking at Throne and Liberty, or a game like World of Warcraft. I think most of you know that. Or maybe even this small little game called RuneScape. Imagine RuneScape starts implementing something like this. Holy freaking tits.
We are going to see these infrastructure coins jumping to tens of billions, 20 of billions, hundreds of billions of dollars, because they're going to be the most demanded infrastructure and technology in all of crypto. And this is happening right in front of you. Again, you're seeing actual demand. You're seeing for the first time people demanding use of blockchain for their day-to-day lives outside of trading Ponzi scheme coins. And I'm telling you, in the next year, in the next 2 years, it's going to be huge. I told you a year ago it's going to be huge. And you have entries that are going to get you phenomenal gains coming up here pretty soon. But you could still be ahead of the curve and beat the herd, which is looking everywhere but here right now. On top of
for sure. And that means, and he's saying a year or two. So I know a lot of P-brains thinking, I've been even saying it in this video, that 6 to 9 months is really going to be a year or two. I'm saying 6 to 9 months to see more Web3 games come out that look legitimate. But in a year or two, it's just going to be the standard. It's going to be the norm. It's going to be in the zeitgeist, and it's going to be normal.
You are seeing this in AI as well. If you look at all the best infrastructure coins, for example, Node AI is offering people access to train or use their AI servers for cheaper than AWS, because the blockchain technology and how it works allows for better, efficient distribution of power for AI training and everything else that you're using.
AWS is Amazon, just FYI.
With AI right now, the number one most demand thing in the entire world right now when you're building software companies, specifically AI companies, is access to processing power. And it's extremely tedious to get access to this power, because you have to buy servers all the time or go through a company that's distributing them between different servers. That's all automated by actual old school internet infrastructure, and it doesn't work very well. It has to all be approved. It's not seamless. It's a mess, and it's extremely expensive. We're watching AI companies in crypto come in and provide a cheaper, better service. What do you think is going to happen when mainstream companies start sniffing this out? The infrastructure and demand is going to be ridiculous. We have companies building giant mega corporation structures of processing power in AI, investing billions and trillions of dollars. And we have so many startups questing, hungry, starving for AI power. I have an AI startup. One of the hardest things to do when we first got started was getting access to AI server and processing power. It's extremely hard. at the levels that we needed to be at. Because not only do you need to have access to the power, it has to be fast and efficient, or the user interface is just extremely slow. This is what AI crypto is providing. It is better code. It's better data storage. It doesn't have to be some Ponzi scheme where we're trading coins. It has some make-believe vaporware story to tell. It's just better code. It's more efficient. It's the same thing as storing your data in like a written, or your accounting for a business in a written notebook versus having it online and in QuickBooks. It's just better. It's more efficient. And right now, if we go look at the market caps of these, the market cap of all of gaming is 18 billion. Okay, that's all of gaming right there. The market
18 billion is a big number, but it's all in perspective. And gaming, crypto, and gaming, all of these assets are about to hit. So just think, 18 billion
cap of all of
versus
AI, 35 billion right now, and a lot of these
35 billion, literally half, right? So if gaming crypto becomes just as powerful as, or not powerful, but just as big as AI crypto, holy shit, the gains on there are going to be huge.
coins are not pure AI coins. So I'd shrink that down to like 20, 25 billion. All these coins based around processing power, all these coins based around gaming are going to have the absolute strongest demand infrastructure-wise. Companies and millions of players and AI users and people who are accessing AI tools along with the companies are going to be demanding to use these things like crazy, resulting in the market caps of these coins going to tens of billions and hitting astronomical numbers from these coins down here. You know, we have a few coins up here. We have like big coins on here that's at $5 billion right here. But if we go down, we have coins that are going to absolutely explode, like EOS, Echelon Prime, PAL, Destra. Like it's at 153 million right now. This thing's going to multiple billions. Node AI, which I just mentioned. You have Zeros X Zero. Again, all these sitting at stupid market caps compared to where they're going to go. Again, I tell you, look at Axie last run. This didn't even graze mainstream adoption. Market cap, $8 billion. Fully diluted, I believe it was like $45 billion. When we see one of these things go fully mainstream, which we're going to, Off the Grid just proved that crypto games can get right up there and be played just at the same levels of normal games. Because they are normal games. It's just games on top of better code. We're going to see these things flying to these type of market caps, but more importantly, the infrastructure underneath them that everything relies on. For example, this is like investing in the internet prior to online gaming. The companies and studios underneath them, Beam, Super, Ronin, another one, like for example, there's just one sitting at stupid undervaluations like Export, which is really solid infrastructure that's being slept on. And so if you're a person right now, what you need to do is you go into these industries. For example, real world assets is going to be huge as well. That's not where I'm focusing. That's another one that's just super duper slept on right now. DePIN, super duper slept on because that privacy and everything you're doing has to be used. But you can come in here and you can find coins that are new. For example, like Parallel AI, like this brand new AI coin that came out, solid as F. Nobody's paying attention to any of them right now because everybody's focused on meme coins and they're sitting at the launch valuations. Just looking at this right now, look, you can get into what's pumping right now. I can come in here and tell you what's pumping in crypto. Last year I told you about this. It wasn't pumpy at the time. Everybody rolled their eyes, said, oh, gaming crypto, you're not gonna, what are you doing there? Year later, we're seeing all the stuff that I said start to happen. Super was at 7 cents then. It's at $1.25 now. And that's a major easy buy coin.
Yeah,
gosh forbid you get into any of the smaller, more risky, crazy ones. And so that's basically my message for you in this video today, guys. You always tell me to talk about things before they pump. Talk about stuff that's being slept on. I talk about AI and gaming a lot on this channel because people are still sleeping on it. We are seeing new AI coins and new gaming coins and coins from companies that have far beyond Axie capabilities. Like for example, Carrot, way better potential than Axie has. And these things are sitting at a couple $1 million market caps. We're not seeing any other cryptos. We're not seeing anywhere in crypto that's getting millions of users in days, millions of wallets made in days. We've never seen adoption or use like we're seeing on AVAX right now for anything outside of our crazy little Ponzi scheme stuff. And people are like, hey, but tell me about meme coins. They're going to pump. They're going to keep pumping hard. I think we're going to see some ridiculous things there. But if you are looking for the last chance in crypto, because we're sitting here right before, hopefully, I think Trump is going to get elected. It's going to send the markets crazy. We're going to see that 90, 100K Bitcoin. As soon as that happens, all the search results you're going to see
that
right
would
now
be
that
insane.
All the
$900,000
people that
Bitcoin.
are not watching crypto right now, all the retail people are going to come flying back.
I would be very happy if that happened. You guys
Nobody even knows what
see a lot less than me.
Right if you go ask normal people,
just kidding.
they don't even
You
know
see a lot
Bitcoin's
more
above
of me.
$60,000. They think it's still crashed. And if you ask them what AVAX is, they don't even know what that is. they will all know here very soon because of the games they're playing.
Yeah, I've been on
the
AVAX
AI
for a hot
infrastructure being
minute.
demanded, and the pumpage they're seeing.
And I recently got more AVAX.
Bitcoin and on Solana. They're going to get attracted to these meme market crazy stuff going on, and then they're going to say, well, what else does crypto do? And all the real investors who want to get into tech investing and people who want to invest in something long term and actually look at something that's being used as a business model, they're going to start investing in what I just talked about right here. And this is probably going to happen in the next year. This is probably your last chance to get into this type of stuff when all of retail's sleeping on it and all of crypto is distracted. You're not going to get this opportunity again. Crypto's going to be dead focused on this. All the capital in the world is going to be moving in on this, and all of retail is going to be sitting there already there. And these coins will all be
surprised
to the
Black
moon.
Market
You'll
or
have to be
Vanguard
investing
hasn't
from
come in
2,
and
3Xs
scooped a lot of
instead
this up.
20, 30Xs and taking crazy high risk trades, which are the things that get people wrecked in these markets. Because people wait, then they wait for the market to pump, and then they take these crazy risky trades so they can catch up and make their FOMO money instead of getting in years in advance like you're supposed to do and just waiting. That's what we did, and all the things we talked about a year ago, for years actually, are starting to happen right now. So I'm begging you, go do your research. Get in the know on this. You're not going to, again, have the opportunity to get into this while retail is completely vacant and crypto is distracted. That's all. That's the video for today.
If you guys would, go ahead, go like the video. I'm going to drop it in the chat. I'm a believer in crypto in the sense that I do think it is better code. I do think it's going to be the way of digital ownership in the future, and it just makes sense. I think that if you're close to my age 30 and you're looking to like, man, how could I invest in like a Coca-Cola of my day or the Facebook or the Google or the Tesla or Nvidia, like what is something that I could do? I genuinely believe this could be that. But make sure you do your own research and don't be a dumbass and just blindly invest your whole life savings. Don't do that. Invest an amount that you feel comfortable just pissing off to the wind. And guess what? If it comes back and grows, then you know you did something right.